Periodic table.
Let's try out a few structured questions on the periodic table. The table gives some properties of elements in group 7. The properties for astatine are missing from the table. So you can see a table where all the elements under group 7 are listed, followed by all the other information like electronic structure, melting boiling points. Right, and it's quite obvious that astatine has many blanks, so we are supposed to arrive at it. Now, this is a very common form of structured questions for the periodic table, and as I said before, they will almost always be zooming in on significant groups like group 1, like group 7, like transition metals, and so on. So let's take a look at the questions. The first one, what name is given to this group of elements? Well, group 7, they have their own names and they are called the halogens. I'm sure you also know that the different groups, they have their names, like we have the unnumbered group, which is basically the transition metals. Group 1s will be known as the alkali metals. Do learn and remember their names because this is almost like a free mark. 2a, how many electrons does one atom of astatine have on its outermost shell? Now this one, even if you don't look at the table, it should be quite obvious because if an element is found under a specific group number, then that group number indicates the number of electrons on its outermost shell. So how many electrons does one atom of astatine have? 7. Predict the melting point of astatine. Now this one, there is no fixed answer. Okay, but we can arrive at an intelligent answer. Take a look here. As we go down the group from fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine, I hope you notice that the way that the elements are actually arranged is actually specifically going down group 7 in that order. And if you take a look at their respective melting boiling points, you would notice that as we go down the group, right, the melting and boiling points, well, melting point is quite clear. It differs by roughly around 100 degrees Celsius every time you move to the next one. All right, then boiling point, if you take a look at it, well, it seems to be differing by about 300 plus 80 or so. Okay, it's also the same trend, it's an increasing trend. So what do we do? How do you know if the number that you write down is going to be okay? Well, number one, you never know. But as long as you follow the trend and you don't break that obvious change in the number, the scale at which it changes, it should still be okay. So if you notice like under melting point, it more or less like increased by 100 every time, then just add 100 to the melting point for iodine and just let it be. So if I were to add 100 to it, I wouldn't keep it at a weird number like 213. No, I would just round it up to the next nicest number, which to me would be about 220. Right? So that's what I would have done. 220 degrees Celsius. Is it important if it's not the exact thing? What if after the paper you went to check and it's a different number? It won't kill you. The exact number is not important. What is important, what we want to see is that we want to see that you have noticed the trend, and that's the important bit. And if you like my answers and my lessons, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes.